Good morning, welcome back to another video. So as you can see, the camera's already set up here. We are out at Lanyon Quoit this morning. There's the Quoit. Just up here is the Green Barrow pumping engine house over at Ding Dong Mine, if you're wondering what that building on the horizon is. But this is what we've come to shoot, Lanyon Quoit. I've decided to get out in West Cornwall and look at some of the ancient ruins around here, some of the Neolithic ruins that dot the landscape around here. So hopefully this is the first of three locations that we're going to visit today. Conditions are really looking really good. Look at that sky, look at the cloud, absolutely stunning up there. So I've shot this location on a number of occasions. I've shot it under moonlight. I've shot the constellation of Orion over the Quoit. I've shot this location with the Milky Way. Obviously I've done sunset here on several occasions, but my favourite image I think from this location has got to be when I captured Comet Neowise over the Quoit in the summer of 2020. Just an absolutely incredible thing to see, this comet hanging over the Quoit, just absolutely stunning, and definitely one of my favourite images. However, to begin with today, I've got the camera set up. I've already taken the first image because the sun's got me on the cloud for a moment, but the sun's quite bright just now and I want to get that image out of the way while I could. So I've already taken that shot. It's just a straightforward image looking at the Quoit there. As you can see the direction the camera's lined up in. I'll just buzz you around a second. So this is our first composition of the day. It's fairly straightforward image of the Quoit. I thought I'd better come around to this side to shoot it because otherwise that sunlight is going to cause havoc. But at least from this side, the light is on the Quoit. You can see the detail in that granite, and we've got the hills over there in the background. Absolutely beautiful. I think the composition has caught. Yeah, the composition is just catching that rock that's in the right corner there. Which is looking quite nice on the back of the screen. I can't really show you because of the light reflecting off of it, which is why I'm turning it this way to show you instead. So I've taken that image already. Well, I'll pop that image up on the screen for you to have a look at, and then I shall recompose and find another composition. Okay, so I'm set up for image number two. To be fair, I haven't really come around much further than I was just now. You can see the camera set up there behind me looking at the Quoit. So what I'm trying to do is use the Quoit in the foreground now with Ding Dong Mine in the backdrop. This is a composition that I have shot previously. Compositions here are fairly limited, but I think it's the structure is such an interesting structure that it's worth coming and shooting it and having a look at it. Cornwall isn't all about beaches. There's much more to see than just the coast in Cornwall, which is another one of the reasons that I've come inland today and decided to shoot these ancient sites. But as I said, this is a composition I've shot before. You've got the Quoit just off centre to the left-hand side. Ding Dong Mine then more in the middle of the image. And then in a moment I'm going to recompose to try and capture a shot that I've wanted to do for a while here. I've seen other people do. I've never done it myself. I don't really know why. But while that light is nice and soft, I think it's a great time to do it. So the image I've just taken, I shall pop on the screen now for you whilst I busy myself recomposing for the next shot. So I've recomposed for this particular shot that I wanted to do. When you actually get low enough here, you can see the Green Barrow pumping engine house through the actual Quoit. And so what I've done is I've repositioned the camera, if you can see it, just down there, nice and low, and I've changed over to a portrait orientation so that I can get that shot. I've shot it a couple of different ways. I've shot it a bit tighter than the image that you can see here. I've shot it a little bit tighter than that so that it's nicely framed by the granite of the quoit, and I've shot a couple of wider, low angle images as well at the same time. So if we turn around and have a look at what we're looking at, I can't show you on the back of the screen. The light reflecting off the back of the screen this morning is just too much, and you wouldn't be able to see anything. So it's pointless me even trying. But I'll turn you around. We'll have a look at the composition before I pop the images up on the screen. So that's pretty much the view that I'm playing with. As I said, I've shot that tighter than that, so I'm using the granite supports there and the capstone as a frame for the engine house, and I've also shot it a lot wider so that you can see the whole quoit with the engine house through the gap there. Always important to get your pumping engine houses and your winding engine houses correct, and I'm sure at some point I shall do some sort of video regarding shooting engine houses, and we'll make sure that we get you up to speed on the difference between the pumping engine house and a winding engine house, but that one's a pumping engine house. So I've taken those images, I've taken a couple of those different variations of it, and I will pop those up on the screen for you now so that you can have a quick look. Beautiful thing, this quoit, absolutely gorgeous, stunning. But yeah, here's those images. So some of you may be aware that Lanyon Quoit today looks a little different to the way it originally looked, and that's because it was originally on 4 granite uprights, but in October 1815 this quoit collapsed in a storm and wasn't re-erected for 9 years. When they came to rebuild it, they discovered that one of the uprights was so badly damaged they couldn't use it, and so they put the capstone back on top of 3 stones instead of 4. That capstone, by the way, weighs over 12 tons, so no mean feat to put it back into place. And I think that stump over there is probably the remains of that other leg. It's also said that the original Lanyon Quoit was so tall that a man on horseback could actually ride underneath the thing. Well, it certainly isn't that big these days, because I'm not the tallest of people. I certainly can't even stand upright underneath it. So they clearly reduced it in height by quite a bit when they rebuilt it. So I'm not sure there's much more we're going to get done here today, but I've taken. I'll pop any other images up on the screen that I've taken. I have taken a couple of low-angle shots from a different position, so I'll pop those up on the screen as well, and then we'll make our way down the road to Men-an-Tol. So here we are, folks, on the way up to Men-an-Tol. It's not too far to walk, a little bit of uphill first thing in the morning, get the old heart rate going. But it's a little walk that's certainly worth doing if you're in the area anytime. If I just come around, you can see the lane up here behind me. Look, just up that way, and that's where we're headed. I've got to say, it's been incredibly busy so far walking up this little path this morning. I hadn't expected to encounter quite so many people. I'm hoping that when we get up to Men-an-Tol in a minute, it won't be too busy, but we'll have to wait and see. So it's not far now. I'll rejoin you in a moment. So here we are, we've made it up to Men-an-Tol. Told you it didn't take very long, it's only a short walk really. At least on the way back it's all downhill. It's always a good thing. But there it is, there is Men-an-Tol. Now, nobody really knows what this is all about. There is some suggestion that the upright stones particularly have been moved as they once weren't in line with the hold stone. Legend has it that if you crawl through that stone in the middle, it'll cure your ills. And apparently local farmers, land workers used to do so in order to try and be cured of any back problems and things like that. Personally, I'm not going to attempt to crawl through there because I'm just going to get stuck and it's going to be embarrassing having people out here to try and rescue me. And yeah, I don't need to be on the front of the West Britain this week, quite honestly. So I don't think I'll bother. Apparently, if a lady passes through the hold stone backwards 7 times, she will soon after become pregnant. So we're definitely staying away from that stone. We're definitely staying away from that stone. But let's get the camera set up. Let's take some shots. There's not a lot of compositions that you can work on here, so I don't think it's going to be very long. We'll crack on and get it done. Apologies, folks. I didn't get to do as much Men-an-Tol as I was hoping to with you. I had a bit of a technical issue in that my microphone decided to die. Luckily, I carry a spare. Unfortunately, it was in the van. So I couldn't use it. So I took some images up at Men-an-Tol anyway, and I will be popping those up on the screen for you shortly. But I thought I'd just let you know why there was no further footage from up there really. I'm now parked in the little car park which leads you onto Chun Downs, and our third and final visit for the day is going to be Chun Quoit. If we have time, Chun Castle is just up behind. We might take a little wander around up there as well, so we'll see what we get. But yeah, sorry about that, little technical problems, but we're up and running again now, so as long as we're running, let's keep going. So we've made it up to the top of Chun Downs, right up by Chun Quoit, which is there just over my shoulder. She's an absolute beauty, this one. A lot smaller than Lanyon Quoit, but about the same age, about 4,000 years old. And this one's actually quite unique in that capstone has remained in situ throughout the time that it's been there. It's unlike Lanyon Quoit, which has been replaced because it fell down. This one is actually original. It's genuine. It's exactly as it was. So before we take any photos, I'll take you and show you around the outside of it a second, see if we can have a look inside the inner chamber. I think originally it would have been covered with a mound of soil, so you wouldn't have actually seen the quoit itself. That would have been the inner structure. But let's go take a quick look. There she is. She is a thing of beauty. Absolutely incredible. 4,000 years old and still standing. Can't even say that about some of the buildings we make these days. But and whoever was in there, what a fantastic view they would have had. Look at that, right the way out towards the sea. Fantastic. But that chamber, like I said, that chamber is quite small. We have a quick look down inside. Not sure how well this will work, but we'll have a go. There we go, there's the chamber inside. As you can see, not very big. You can't actually get in there unless you're very, very small. I certainly won't fit through that gap. But absolutely fantastic. So I've got the camera set up. Let's go back over to the camera and I'll show you what I'm doing. So there's the quoit again. And there's the camera all set up and in situ. Now, you might notice that I'm using the 3-stop medium grad filter for this shot. And that's because the cloud now behind the quoit is reflecting quite a lot of light, and I'm getting some blown out areas, and I don't want those blown out highlights, so I'm just using the 3-stop medium to control that. Some of you, the eagle-eyed amongst you, may as well have noticed as well that I'm now using a Nisi L bracket, which I wasn't using previously, but give it a go and see what happens. I'm quite pleased with it so far. Again, I'm using the Nisi True Color polarizer. I was previously using the landscape polarizer, but I've switched over to the True Color with the Nisi V7 kit. So the shot itself, what I've tried to do is I've tried to get down low like that, so that the quoit is above the horizon. There you can see you might be able to see the line of the sea in the background, but the idea there to get the quoit nice and high, so that it takes away some of the distraction of that background, because that background is quite messy, as you can see. So the intention was get nice and low, and by getting nice and low, I take away a lot of that distraction, and then it's literally just the quoit and the sky and a little bit of foreground. So I'll pop that shot on the screen for you. Take a look, see what you think. So I've just had a go at recomposing the shot in portrait. As you can see there, the camera's now at portrait orientation, and I've come round just a little bit. What I like to do, I mean, I've had a little wander around the quoit itself. I've shot here a couple of times, shot sunset here a couple of times, but not very often. So it's not, I'm not overly familiar with it. But what I like is the shape of the quoit from this side. If you move around to the right of where I'm standing now, or to the left, you tend to lose the shape of that capstone. And you certainly don't get the way that it sort of almost bends down slightly at the back there. I think this is definitely, for me anyway, the best composition, the best view. Again, I've tried to shoot it low, so we're down quite low. Again, I've included that stone, that rock on the left-hand side in the image, but I've gone for a little bit more sky this time rather than too much foreground. So again, as always, I'll pop that image up on the screen for you to have a look at, and hopefully you like it. Unfortunately, folks, I think that's it for today. The battery on my phone has taken a bit of a beating this morning, and it's telling me now that it's nearly dead. I'm down to about 10% battery left, and obviously as I shoot my videos on my phone, that makes it a little bit difficult to continue. So what I'm going to do, despite the fact that I can't shoot any more footage for you, is I'm going to go up to Chun Castle, which is an Iron Age fort just up on the top up here. Was built about 2,500 years ago, and I'm going to see if there's anything that I can take some photos of. And if I'm successful, if I find anything I think is of interest to you, then I will pop those on at the end of the video. Again, it's been a bit of an odd one today, I suppose. I don't normally go around shooting standing stones and things like that, and if I do, I normally do it at sunset. So it's been a bit of an odd video today for you, but if you stuck through to the end, thank you very much. Please do like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. It means a lot to me, and it helps the channel to grow. And hopefully I will see you all again soon when I get my next video planned. Until then, take care.